Bruce Johnson, founder and CEO of BizScalers and the BizScalers Club, and today I want to talk to you about why you need to change your marketing messaging now. Why you need to change your marketing messaging now. And to get us started, I want to ask you a question. Have you changed the messaging on your website in the last 30 to 60 days? Have you changed your messaging in the last 30 to 60 days on your website? Now, the website is only one example of all the different marketing materials, but I just want to ask you that question. On your website, have you changed it? Now, if you haven't, and the vast majority haven't, that's a problem and you need to change it now. If you have changed it, you might need to be changing it in the next week or two. Now, why is that true? Because as business owners and entrepreneurs, you and I know that we exist in business to solve a problem. And if the problem has changed, our marketing needs to change. Right? We exist to solve a problem and to do so better than that individual or their company can do on their own. And we're to do it better than our competitors. And marketing's job is to convince a group of people that we can solve that problem that they urgently want to solve better than they can on their own and better than a competitor can do. And when we do those things, our marketing works great. But when the problems change, our marketing has to change because that's why we exist in business, to solve a problem. Or what was perceived to be a problem a month or two ago might still be a problem, but it's low down on the list, and we're still trying to market something that to a lot of people, they feel like we're tone deaf on or we're irrelevant because we're talking about something that was important a month or two ago, but just isn't today. So if you're still marketing the same thing that you were, you probably need to change. For example, a month or two ago, if you went to the website for BizScalers, it would have said, ready to grow and scale your business faster. Why? Because that's the problem that we find when we talk to business owners and entrepreneurs. They always say, I want to grow my business faster. So we say, ready to grow your business faster. However, when this happened, we went and changed the messaging because at that point, people weren't worried about growing and scaling. They're worried, can I survive? How am I going to make it through this? And so we changed the messaging to say, looking for help to grow and scale through this crisis. Right? So the change went from, hey, are you happy? You want to keep going? To, listen, we'll help get you through this. However, right, we're in the middle of this. We're coming on the way out. If we keep that message up, for 2 weeks from now, 4 weeks from now, it's going to again feel like we're irrelevant and we're tone deaf because the world will have changed again. So therefore, the messaging is going to have to change probably 2 weeks or 4 weeks from now. And guess what? A month or two after that, it's probably going to have to change. And a month or two after that, it's probably going to have to change again. Why? Because the world is constantly changing. So if the world is changing and your messaging isn't, that might be part of the reason why your messaging and marketing aren't getting the kind of effect that you really want. If you think about it, marketing really has three really big issues that have to be dealt with if you're trying to figure out why your marketing isn't working well. It usually comes down to one of three things. It's either the audience, we're targeting the wrong people, or we're using the wrong messaging to connect to that group of people, or we're choosing the wrong medium or platform to communicate that message or channel. So it usually comes down to one of those three things. Now, you might need to adjust the audience and you might need to adjust the platform or the medium that you're using. But today I just want to talk about that middle one, which is the messaging, right? Because even if these other two are right, if the messaging isn't right, then you're not going to be as effective as you were a month or two ago. And that might be part of the reason why you're not getting the leads that you want. You might be thinking it's related to the pandemic that we're going through right now, but the reality might be it's your messaging is off. You need to adjust the messaging and maybe even what you're offering to that group of people because the world has changed. So if the world has changed or your competitors have changed or a new offering has changed, then your marketing always has to change. So you can't come up with one message and say, hey, this is good for the next 3 years. You can't even come up with one and say it's good for the next 12 months. The reality is you constantly have to be monitoring what's going on with your customers and your prospects and what's happening with your competitors and what's happening in the world and then adjusting because when problems change, then your messaging has to change as well. So if you haven't changed your messaging lately, you better change it now. And then you better check a week or two from now and then a week or two after that and a week or two after that because we're in a dynamic time where the problems are changing and therefore your messaging has to change. So hopefully you found this helpful. If you did, then I encourage you to pass this along to some other business owners and entrepreneurs you know. In addition, if you haven't subscribed yet and you're watching this by video, just click on the subscribe button. And click the notifications as well. If you're listening by podcast, make sure you hit the subscribe button there as well. Because our commitment here is week in and week out, we want to bring you actionable ideas that will help you grow and scale a great business. And by the way, if you haven't checked it out yet, make sure you check out the BizScalers Club at scalingclub.com, scalingclub.com. So until next week, to your accelerated success, Bruce out.